Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Friends, before going into the details of the war, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. Please support by subscribing and turning on the notification bell. We are a strong community. Air defense shot down several missiles flying at Kyiv. Mayor of Kyiv Katerina Tyschchenko, Saturday the 22nd of October 2022, 10:29 Air Defense Forces shot down several missiles in Kyiv Oblast. The missiles targeted the Ukrainian capital. Source: Vitaly Klitschko, mayor of Kyiv, on Telegram. Quote, several missiles flying at Kyiv were shot down by air defense forces in Kyiv Oblast. Details: Klitschko reminded Kyiv residents that the air raid alarm was ongoing and asked them to stay in shelters. Background: explosions rang out in many parts of Ukraine on Saturday morning, following the sounding of air raid sirens. Journalists fight on their own frontline. Support Ukrainska Pravda or become our patron. Zelensky decorates parliamentary speakers of 12 countries. European Pravda. Saturday the 22nd of October 2022, 10:48 Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has awarded Prince Yaroslav the Wise Order, 2 degree, to parliamentary speakers from 12 countries. Prince Yaroslav the Wise Order is awarded for distinguished personal services to the Ukrainian state in the field of state building, strengthening the international prestige of Ukraine, development of economy, science, education, culture, art, healthcare and for charitable, humanistic and public activities, ed. Source: a decree published on the website of the Office of the President of Ukraine details. The Order of Yaroslav the Wise was awarded to the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, the President of the German Bundestag, Barbel Bass, the Marshal of the Polish, Sejm Elżbieta Witek and the Marshal of the Polish Senate, Tomasz Grodzki, the Chairwoman of the Latvian Parliament, Inara Murniece, the Chairwoman of the Lithuanian Parliament, Victoria Chmielite-Nielsen, and the Chairman of the Parliament of Estonia, Yuri Ratas. Zelensky additionally decorated Masoud Garakhani, President of the Storting of the Kingdom of Norway, Mark Daly, President of the Senate of the Parliament of Ireland, Talat Jafari, President of the Assembly of the Republic of North Macedonia, Irene Keelan, President of the National Council of the Federal Assembly of Switzerland, Gerard Larcher, President of the Senate of France, and Gordon Jandrokovic, President of the Croatian Sabor. Zelensky has earlier awarded the Order of Yaroslav the Wise to Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, and U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. Air raid sirens sounded throughout Ukraine for the second time this morning. Olha Hlushchchenko, Saturday the 22nd of October 2022, 11:50 a.m. starting from 7:55 a.m. on the 22nd of October. Sirens warned Ukrainians of air raids throughout almost the entire Ukraine. After a brief all clear was sounded, the air raid siren was again sounded in all the oblasts starting from 11:40. Source: Ukraine's air raid siren map details. The air raid siren map is showing that an air raid warning has been declared throughout the entire Ukraine, with the exception of the temporarily occupied Crimea. An air raid siren sounding means the danger of missile strikes. Residents are advised to take shelter. Updated. Around 11 o'clock the all clear was sounded. The air raid siren was being sounded for 3 hours in most oblasts on Saturday the 22nd of October. Energy facilities of the country have been hit, some of them have been damaged. Starting from 11:17 the air raid siren began to be activated again in many regions. Russia will likely attempt to blow up the dam at Kakhovka to cover its retreat from western Kherson, ISW according to October 21 Russian offensive campaign assessment by the Washington-based Institute for the Study of War, ISW. Russian forces have started their withdrawal from the west of Kherson Oblast and they will likely attempt to blow up the dam at the Kakhovka Hydroelectric Power Plant, HPP, to cover their withdrawal and to prevent Ukrainian forces from pursuing Russian forces deeper into Kherson Oblast. ISW says that Russian troops likely intend to continue their withdrawal in Kherson Oblast, over the next several weeks but may struggle to withdraw in good order if Ukrainian forces choose to attack. Ukraine's Operational Command South stated on October 21 that Russian forces are quite actively transferring ammunition, military equipment, and some unspecified units from the Dnipro River's west bank to the east bank via ferries. The command added that Russian forces deployed 2,000 mobilized men to hold the front lines and are continuing to shell Ukrainian positions, likely in an effort to cover their withdrawal. Ukrainian military officials reported that the Russian Occupation Administration is preparing the evacuation of imported Russian specialists, Ukrainian collaborators, and Kherson's banking system. Russian Occupation Administration in Berislav and humanitarian facilities in Kherson City also reportedly ceased operations. ISW says that Russian forces will likely attempt to blow up the Kakhovka HPP dam and will almost certainly blame Ukraine for the dam attack. Ukraine has no material interest in blowing the dam, which could flood 80 Ukrainian cities and displace hundreds of thousands of people while damaging Ukraine's already tenuous electricity supply. Russia, however, has every reason to attempt to provide cover to its retreating forces and to widen the Dnipro River, which Ukrainian forces would need to cross to continue their counteroffensive. Any claims that Russian forces would not blow the dam due to concerns for the water supply to Crimea are absurd. Crimea survived without access to the canal flowing from the Dnipro since Russia illegally invaded and annexed it in 2014 through the restoration of access following Russia's invasion in February 2022. Russian officials have demonstrated their ability to indefinitely supply Crimea with water without access to the canal, the ISW report reads. ISW says that the Russian forces are going to try to hold eastern Kherson Oblast, not for the water, but rather to provide a buffer zone that enables the defense of Crimea and prevents Ukrainian forces from getting into artillery range of the peninsula. Russian decision-makers may believe that blowing the dam will enable them to retain that buffer zone. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky warned on October 21 that blowing the dam could cut water supplies to much of southern Ukraine and would pose a serious risk to the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, ZNPP, which lies upstream of the dam and relies on water from the Kakhovka reservoir to cool its facilities. Fresh Russian strikes target energy infrastructure in western Ukraine. Fresh Russian strikes on Saturday targeted energy infrastructure in Ukraine's western regions, national energy operator Ukrenergo said, with officials in several regions of the country reporting power outages following the attacks. Russians carried out another missile attack on energy facilities of the main networks of Ukraine's western regions. The scale of the damage is comparable or may exceed the consequences of the attack on October 10 to 12, Ukrenergo said on social media. Several missiles flying to Kyiv shot down by air defense in region. Klitschko. Several missiles flying to Kyiv were shot down in the region by air defense forces. The air alert continues, mayor of the capital Vitaly Klitschko said. Several missiles flying to Kyiv were shot down in the area of air defense forces. Thanks to our defenders. The air alert continues. Stay in shelters, take care of your safety. Save electricity and be sympathetic to the restriction of its supply, he wrote on the Telegram channel. U.S. Russia defense chiefs discuss Ukraine war in rare phone call. Few details have emerged of Friday's conversation, but both sides confirmed discussing the Ukraine war in the conversation. United States Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has held a rare telephone call with his Russian counterpart Sergei Shoigu, with the Ukraine war featuring in the talks, according to the Defense Ministry from both countries. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.